Welcome to the Mingo and Karen Show, the podcast. We're excited that you've chosen to explore the topic of life with us. All of us are here for a reason, so let's venture on this journey together. So we were riding in the car, and I was talking to Mingo about something that's been personal for me for the last 10 years. I'm usually pretty good about setting a goal and accomplishing that goal.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this particular issue that I'm having,
Not an issue, opportunity.
It is an opportunity. You're right. It has been something I've been trying to do probably for about 10 years now. And so when I was talking to Mingo about it, I was like, this time is going to be different because I feel differently in terms of me wanting to make sure that I reach this goal. And so, there are some goals, of course, you start and then you want to, you have your finish and you're done and you go on to the next one. This is the only goal that has just lingered. And so I was thinking, okay, well, what's the difference between restarting something and refreshing something?
Yeah.
Well, when you're restarting something, it means that you are starting something over that at some point, maybe it had to have some end to it. But when you refresh something, and which is what I'm doing with my life right now. So like, for example, if you have on your computer page at work or at home, and say you need to refresh the page for an update, you just click the button.
That makes sense.
So I'm at a place in my life now where I need to hit the refresh button on my weight loss goal. The people who've watched us over these past few years on social media, just don't know that it's been a real struggle, real struggle for us. Yeah. What the topic that we're going to talk about today is how to refresh your goals so that you don't have to keep coming back or keep, starting something over and redoing the page, whatever. It's about refreshing the goal so that you can get it done.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about this because this is helping me too, because I am the type of person that I set a lot of goals. I love goal setting, but I told Karen this morning, I am lying to myself because I move the goalposts. I move it, it's not that the goal too hard. It's like I have an idea of what I want to go, what I want to accomplish. But then what I'll do is to say, this goal taking too long to achieve. Yeah, it wasn't meant for me to hit that goal anyway. Let's get a new one. Yeah. And then what you're doing is cheating yourself. And when you're talking about refreshing, and I think that analogy of the computer was perfect because you think about it. If you got a screen and instead of hitting the X button, if you hit the X button, you totally close the page out. Yeah. But if you hit the refresh button, it typically keeps you on the same page, but just kind of self-corrects.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And so that's kind of what we're looking for, a self-correction in your life, setting your goals, and you have to be very realistic in your goals. And, what I would like to accomplish in this conversation is to help people to understand how to do that. And I think the first step is, what does it mean? Not what does it mean to Mingo and Karen? Yeah. Not what it means to your husband, not what it means to your wife, your children, your work, just anybody you feel like you have to not necessarily answer to, but you respect them, so you kind of want to, they're a part of your decision making. Right. But in this particular case, you have to really be talking about yourself. Yep. And like Karen said, for her, it was the weight loss journey. For me, it's just achieving that level of success when I wake up, I don't feel like I'm starting over each day. That's what I want. I want where my dream fulfilled my tomorrow. That's what I want. That's what amazing. I want. And I think when I can do that, then I believe I will have accomplished that. So I'm preaching to the choir right now. Yeah. Because, I'm having to learn, what does it mean to me? And like I said, the first thing I recognized today in our conversation, we just bust out laughing because I went from being angry to cracking jokes about it. And it did say, you know what? Today, I'm stop setting these goals. Like every year, people have New Year's resolutions. Yep. Them things stop before the first 15 days. Facts. And then you sign up for these different memberships and these different things you become a part of, and then the next month you're mad because it's coming out your account because you're not putting in that same effort. And that's not everybody. Right. I'm saying me. And when I'm telling these examples about the gym membership, that's me. Been a part of a lot of different gyms, and you get in there, you feel like you look good, your pants slip on a little bit different. You're like, I don't need gym no more. Right. So what did I do? I moved the goalpost. Yeah. And I think for me as well,
I can't even say that I think that for me that I even moved the goalpost. I just think that when it got to a football term, when I got to the end zone,
Yeah.
I was on the 1
You
yard
better
line.
say that end zone.
Thank you, babe. I was on the 1 yard line and just refused to get a touchdown.
You was in the red zone.
I was stuck.
Yeah.
And so it has taken me to this point to realize that I was stuck. And to refresh for me means to get unstuck.
But you know what's crazy about you saying that?
What?
How do you get unstuck? How did you get unstuck?
For me,
Yeah.
So I just made up my mind that standing at the 1 yard line and looking at the end zone was not it. Like, I'm literally looking at it. And so in order for me to get to where I want to be, like, you know, when you lost your 70 pounds and I lost my 40, I had gained back 11 of those pounds. And then now I'm back down, in the past 5 days, I've lost like 6 something pounds, but that's because I'm disciplined. I think I'm disciplined in every area of my life except when it comes to me. As you know, as far as being a wife, I take pride in that.
Yeah.
I take pride in being,
wife.
Thanks, babe.
24 years strong.
Whoop, whoop. I take pride in being a mom, and I'm very consistent in everybody else's life except my own. So I think it was more that I just haven't shown up for myself. I think I'm getting to a place where what I see myself as is differently. And I don't think, I read the book Think and Grow Rich, and, I've listened to The Power of the Subconscious Mind and talking about how your mind impacts things. And I just, in searching through my own thought process or thinking about what I'm thinking about, I never thought about myself.
Yeah.
Which is kind of really like, okay, well, that's probably why I didn't fix it. Because I wasn't a priority in my own life. I didn't think about myself at all. And so now I believe that this goal will be accomplished because I am refreshing myself.
Yeah.
And I am ready to stop staring at the end zone.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get in the game of my own life.
Yeah, yeah.
And plus I want to dress fly. I mean, what?
Hey.
All right. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, being a little thicker, for me, the kind of clothes that I want to wear, I haven't found them yet. And so I tell Mingo all the time, I applaud women who are okay with their bodies, who can, accept themselves. Because I used to be like super skinny and I didn't like my body then, which I had to realize that meant it was something in me, because I've been at two different extremes and I still wasn't satisfied. But I don't, and that's something I'm venturing to learn now, is what is the foundation of that dissatisfaction.
Well, I think it's really, really, really refreshing to hear you be so. You're a very honest person. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Anybody who knows you knows that. But,
brutally sometimes.
But most women, they don't like to talk about weight.
Yeah.
They don't like to talk about things.
Well, I don't either.
Yeah, they don't like to. Even men, don't let men just because they suck their stomach in and they make their chest sit up higher. It ain't bigger and stronger. It's just sitting up higher. I've been guilty of that.
Right.
Like Karen said, I lost my 70 pounds, but here lately I put 15, 20 of it back on and didn't even know why.
Yeah.
My waist size was staying the same, but across the buttons, it was pulling a little bit. I'm like, hey, what's going on here? So, but here it is. What I had to do, I moved that goalpost.
Yeah.
And the analogy you gave of being on the 1 yard line and not getting in the end zone, that's like making it through the whole football season and losing in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Because your goal is, when they receive that ball, is to travel down the field and score a touchdown and kick a field goal or get an extra point. So let's apply that to our life. So my goal, I am a success-driven person. That means that I constantly think about how can I be successful, how can my family be successful, and I'm a start and stop guy. I put all in and I get 2-3 things going, and then when one of them don't come through, I just drop all of them. I have to change that. And Karen used to say all the time, she heard this person say that after a person turns 40, they're pretty much locked in on who they're going to be. And I'll be like, nope, absolutely not. That won't be me.
Yeah.
That might be some other people, but that won't be me. But if I would have stuck to my goals, maybe I would have accomplished them sooner, or I may have just not made excuses about my own life. I love my life. I love the fact that I can get up and I have mobility. I can breathe.
Yeah.
You know, I can drink water if I want to. I can go anywhere I want to go within reason, and just I have a beautiful life because I'm here and I'm alive. So anything, any goal or any purpose I set for myself each day, you know, that's on me. I told Karen the other day, I woke up and I just had this dream, and in my dream, you know, I'm not gonna get too wordy and detailed about it, but in my dream, I basically knew what I had to do to be better. I knew it. So I got this little sticky note. 'Cause me and Karen real big on putting them sticky notes on the mirror, and she started that. And I'm like, what is she doing? And she's like, these are my affirmations. I say them every morning when I get up, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna get me an affirmation. Hey, so
Get it, babe.
My affirmation is, I will not fail myself today. That's my affirmation.
Beautiful.
Every morning I get up, you know, you start your day off, and I do that little quick glance to the left, and I got my little pink sticky note. And you know, I wanted to use a sticky note with a bright color, something that drew my eyes to it. And it says really small, I will not fail myself today.
Yeah.
So I'm accountable. So this way, I can't move the goalpost anymore. Because without that sticky note there, I'm moving the goalpost.
Yeah.
It's like when you're a little kid and you know, somebody hold their arms open for you to shoot the ball through it or shoot the paper through it. And for a little kid, you move the goal so it can go in.
Right.
Because you want them to feel like they accomplished it.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. I was shooting the ball and holding the goal. I'm moving both of them because I didn't want to face what I faced. You know, I didn't want to face the truth.
Yeah.
And that truth stings, especially when you're open and willing to accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah, other people can say stuff to you. You be like, but the first thing you do is you let that ego flare up and you say, man, they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Or I don't agree with that. But when it's you, like if you set a goal to lose 20 pounds in 90 days, right? And you weigh in day 91 and you lost 2 pounds, can't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
That wasn't your trainer fault. That wasn't your gym fault. That wasn't your job fault. It just didn't happen for you.
And I think that's one of the things for me that became kind of the wake-up call. And what I'm saying is, I remember, you know, back in June, I had lost about 8 pounds.
Yeah.
And so to have gained not only the 8 pounds back, but an additional 3 pounds, I'm like, ma'am, what are you doing? Like, you know, and Mingo knows that I have this way of like checking myself, you know, and people who know.
We can't even do it on radio. FCC rules. You don't want to know.
But it's, you know, when I have to kind of whip myself into shape by really having tough love conversations with me. And the only way that I can check myself is to check myself and be like, girl, wait, Karen, what are you doing? And so that's the place where I am right now. It's not enough for me, you know, and as much as I encourage, you know, try to encourage other people, and I'm telling them all these things they can do, but I'm a walking hypocrite when it comes to my weight.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Walking hypocrite. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
As it pertains to me.
I like that. A walking hypocrite. That's crazy. I like that.
And so I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like if you know, for somebody to say, oh, I'm this, and then you see them in action and it's nothing like that. And so that is something for me that is really, really personal, and it holds me accountable. You know, Mingo knows I am not an early morning person. Ain't gonna happen. It's not going to happen. But I've been getting up at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So me getting up at 4:30 in the morning, just because I know me, also makes me understand, hell no, I'm not gonna get up and work out and sabotage it.
Yeah.
The rest of the day. So I'm more cognizant of my own choices as it pertains to my health, because we're Mingo and Karen and we do everything together most of the time. I think for me, I always found myself wanting Mingo to, well, babe, will you walk with me, or will you work out with me, or will you, and all this other stuff. No, I need to do this for myself. This is, you know, this is about self-love.
Yeah.
If I love myself, I won't fail me. And I have failed myself in this, for this goal. And I mean, I have to call it what it is. You're talking about 10 years. I mean, I think back on it.
Yeah.
And it's like 10 whole years.
Well, you know, the frustration came from me. And, you know, like I said, we was riding in the car this morning. I said, man, why am I still talking about weight loss?
Uh-huh.
10 years of weight loss talk, you are moving the goalposts. You are not succeeding. I don't know what you're doing. But imagine if I had accomplished that goal, and maybe now my new goal is to maintain my weight or to build muscle or whatever the case may be. But I'm not still talking about that same old goal.
Right.
And I believe that because I establish a new goal, that old goal goes away. So if my new goal was to be, say, I want to buy more suits, but I still hadn't lost the weight, now that goal has piggybacked on my new goal, because when I go get the suits, I'm frustrated with myself because they're not fitting like I wanted. And I just think that, you said something earlier about, having a powerful mind. I heard this story about this man's mind. This man worked in a refrigerated car, a train car. That's what he did for a living. Repaired refrigerated cars, the AC system.
Right.
So him and his company went in, that morning. They said, look, we having a anniversary for such and such. He's retiring. We go knock it off early today. We go knock it off early today. So ultimately, the guy was like, yeah, okay, we'll leave half a day. I'm going to get in here and do my job. Well, got in there, and all of them had established that once they finished, they'll go home, get cleaned up, then come back out to the anniversary of the guy's retirement. Well, while the guy was working, he lost track of time. And nobody kind of remembered that he wasn't there till they got to the party, right? I mean, he didn't show up to the party.
Right.
And so they were like, gosh, where is he? So they thought maybe he got home, maybe he fell asleep, wasn't no problem. Well, mind you, the guy's in the refrigerator car working and working and working and working. Well, that turned into overnight. The time got away from him. He said he found out that he got trapped in this car. He was locked in this car. In his mind, he had fixed it. So in his mind, he was thinking to himself, oh my goodness, I'm trapped in this car. How am I going to get out of here? Right. So this guy began to bang, scratch, trying to get out of here. Nobody could hear him because remember, everybody left.
Right.
Right? So he thought in his mind he was going to die in this car. He was going to freeze to death. So he actually wrote out, he had a pen, he had like a pencil on him and some cardboard, and he wrote a note to his wife, basically saying, he loved her, yada, yada, yada. So when he thought that he couldn't get out that car, he was going to die, they found him the next morning.
Wow.
He was stuck in a fetal position, like frozen. In his mind, he froze to death.
Wow.
But that night, it only got down to 60 degrees.
Wow.
That's the power of the mind.
Wow. Even you telling that story made me have a thought of vision, and that we have, so how I am about, we have a vision board. I'm actually getting ready to update it, but we have a vision board, right? And so, and like you said, even with that man, what he saw and what he thought,
what he believed,
what he envisioned was what came to fruition. Well, we have vision boards and we have these things that we see for the on the outside of our life. And so what I mean is like, what kind of car you want, what kind of, what income you want, what kind of house you want, right? But have we ever stopped to think about, what if we did a vision board for the inside of who we are?
Elaborate.
So the inside is who we want to be.
Okay.
What type of person you want to be. How important is your health to you?
Okay.
If I want my hair to be longer, what vitamins am I taking? I mean, just little, I'm just saying, like, think about how we don't have a vision for just ourselves, not our roles as a husband and wife and mother and employee, none of that. I'm talking about, like, for me, the example I'll use is, I know that I want to work out more, right? And so in order to work out, I need to map out a plan of how am I going to, first of all, setting my goal, and then figuring out what things am I going to have to do to reach my goal. My internal vision board can be, okay, Karen, make sure you get up at 4:30 in the morning. Make sure you drinking your vinegar water. Make sure that you have your workout clothes in the morning. Make sure you have your juices. Make sure that you pack your lunch. because it's all about what's just me.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do I envision me? See, the other things are added to your life,
Mm-hmm.
but who do I really want to be?
Okay. Okay.
And in order to do that, I have to see myself as those things.
So you what they say, without vision, the
People perish, yeah.
So you're saying do it on an individual basis, but start on the inside.
Yes.
And then visualize what you want to see on the inside so that you can live that on the outside. Is that what you're
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely. And then once you are able to hone into who you are, then I want this house. I want this car. I want this degree. I want to start this business. I want to do all of these things, but you got to make you a good you first. And I think that my goals were always an external thing.
Yeah.
Now I got to make them an internal thing because I'm the freaking goal. I am the goal. And that to me shines such a different light on what it means to accomplish that. Because as you said with on the mirror in there,
Yeah.
that
I won't fail myself today.
I won't fail myself today. And see, mine is just different where I have to say, Karen, here's your goal, set it.
Yeah.
Period. I know what I want to wear. I know how I get excited now. I've dreaded shopping and all of that, right? But now I'm at a place in my life where I want things to be good for me. For the first time in my life, I'm very aware of me being first in my own life.
Okay.
I think that I pride myself, like I said, on being good everything for everybody else. And now it's time for me to rise to the occasion for myself.
Well, I mean, I guess you know what it means. So now I think to frame it up, how do you move forward?
Mm-hmm.
Well, moving forward is first of all setting a realistic goal. Because I mean, sometimes we could tend to set some really unrealistic goals.
I agree.
And unsafe goals. And I'll say this like this. Since we're on the theme of weight loss, you got a wedding you're going to be in. And it's really important for you to be in this wedding. And you know you want to look a certain way. And the wedding is 60 days out. I mean, it's really, you found out this late. I mean, typically you find out, a longer span of time. But for example's sake, we're going to say you got a 60-day notice. And because you was unsure if you could do it. So you say, I want to lose 40 pounds in 60 days. That's a unrealistic and unsafe goal.
True.
Can people do it? Yeah. I don't want to know what they have to do it, to accomplish that goal. But, you want to know how to move forward. So I think in moving forward, the first thing you said, that thing you said about on the inside, working a vision board on the inside, that's a beautiful analogy. I mean, you think about it. We go through the typical vision board that you kind of hang up or put where you can see it. You put cars, you put vacations, you put houses, you put jewelry, you put money, you put success, whatever. But imagine if you took that same effort and consideration about the inside of you.
Yep.
And we all know working on the inside of you, that's health. That's what you're putting in your mouth. That's what you're eating. That's what you're drinking.
It's what you're thinking.
Oh, wow. And that's also what you're saying.
Yep.
Sometimes things you say to people, one of our twin sons came to us one day and said, Mom and Dad, karma is unapologetic. So you have to be careful what you say. And you have to be careful why you're doing it. Like Karen was saying, if she's losing weight for me, she's going to move the goalposts.
Yep.
Because when it gets tough, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not worth it. I'm not saying I'm not a good reason to do it. But she should have been the first reason.
Yep.
Equally with me. Like we tell our young adult children, hey, make sure this is exactly what you want to do, because when it get hard, you go have to want to be there.
Yep.
And we've all been there of hard choices, hard decisions. And so I would just say, moving forward on this, establish that you're worth it.
Yeah.
Establish that you are worth this. You're worth the weight loss. You're worth the success. You're worth whatever it is. But start on the inside and then work yourself inside out. And I think, just my opinion, it's these topics, these things we want to do, they're not as complicated as people try to make them. We are a very common sense couple. We approach everything from a common sense factor. Can I do it? Why am I doing it? what am I going to gain from it, and how can it benefit others?
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah. And so like, I just had a thought when you were talking about when you're on your whatever page on your computer, right? And just because you refresh the page, it doesn't mean that your information is going to go away.
That's true. That's true.
It's just going to update.
Okay.
And I think in life, if we get in our comfort zone is the page we're on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we set our goals and we want to achieve it, and I mean, we're sitting in the failure of it on the same page. When you hit the refresh button, you get to reset how you want to accomplish your goal. You move forward in your life by saying, this is not enough for me anymore. Where I am is not where I want to be. Where I am, it isn't even indicative for me right now of who I am. Because what I am to me on the inside is not reflected on the outside.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you move forward in figuring out, how did you get stuck in the beginning?
I just thought about something you said. It's not what you see, it's what you feel. That's what I got from what you said.
And so, you know, I think we get so distracted with everything else in life that we're not paying attention to ourselves. And I think we've got to start to do more of that and make sure that we're living the best life that we're going to live. I just encourage you today, listening to this podcast, to hit the refresh button and live the best life you can. You are here to do something fantastic and important, but you got to do it for yourself first.
You have to.
Yep.
You have to. Happy relationship
building.
Happy
relationship building. Thank you for listening to our podcast. You can find us on Facebook on our Love is Powerful Stuff page and at Mingo and Karen on Twitter and Instagram. Happy relationship building.